across and cover the knee. Then above it, it's really just that flap. You've got a thigh pad underneath the trousers then that give protection, but that's missed that and hit that flap. There is Mohamed Nabi. Yeah, stick in 171 ODI wickets alongside those 3,500 plus runs, and they've got a pretty good servant. Mehdi Hassan Miraz, already over 100 wickets himself. And Bangladesh, their spin unit, is yet to take a wicket in this series, remarkably. In what we believe are pretty helpful conditions. How their overs go, it could be as many as 30 if Mahmudullah is used a lot. Could dictate this contest. And immediately turn on offer.
That's actually good bowling. We saw in the first ODI he was bowling with the angle, but this time around, starting things off nicely, trusting your skill, the normal off spinner, to the left-hander. And if Mehdi Hassan Miraz bowls his overs and make an impact, all of a sudden the skipper will start thinking, let's bring in the other spinners into play. Because we know that the pacers so far have only taken wickets for Bangladesh. Quick run taken. Good cricket all around.
Yeah, certainly. You think of the Bangladesh spin attack, you think of conventional spin. There's no real mystery to Mehdi Hassan Miraz. He's a fine bowler. So he's been on to the international stage in Test cricket. England learnt all about that in Bangladesh. And Nasser Ahmed, who's come in, really just bowls orthodox slow left arm. Mahmudullah the same. Occasionally he can get one to just hold its line or go away. But you compare that to the mystery and the brilliance of the Afghan spin options. No, the ball is turning, but it's very conventional turn. So now a bit of creative captaincy, leg slips come into play. Like to see this from Shanto.
Yeah, straight away with the attack. Oh, this is gone through. What just happened? Rahmat Shah didn't have a clue. Did Jagir miss a catch?
Well, there was a clear noise. You'll probably even have heard it at home. It's an edge and it's a drop catch. It's gone straight through. He actually hasn't even got a glove on it, remarkably, because it's burst through. You could argue it's a mis-stumping on top of things as well. So we don't have double plays in cricket, but two opportunities for dismissal on the same delivery. Shah has a life, dropped on 11. Big moment in the match, potentially. End of the first power play. It's 40 for 1.
Sensation, classic strawberry or coffee variante.
6-7-8 পিস
তাহলে বুঝলা সমান দামের গোমরটা কোথায়?
পরিমাণের সঠিক খাবার পেতে তাই আজই অর্ডার করুন ফুডি অ্যাপে। ফুডি
যত্ন করে যে রাঁধে তার প্রশংসা করুন মন খুলে। বাছাইকৃত সেরা উপাদান থেকে তৈরি এসিআই পিওর গুঁড়া মশলা। রান্না হোক ভালোবাসার ভাষা।
End of the first power play, come into the second now. Signalled with a smile. Going to help if we get that ball out of his holster and toss it back to the bowler as well. Mr. Feeser didn't have a ball to operate with there. That is Fizlala Janshinwari, the home umpire. In comes the Fizz. Thought he was exceptional the other night, 4 wickets. And he will pose a big threat with the ball as always. Nicely punched. It's been a few really good signs, hasn't there? Not necessarily huge power on show from Atal, but a lot of style.
Style it is, absolutely. But I'm seriously thinking about the purchase that the spinner have got in the first over. Atal with one that he chased outside, and then Rimpas following him, flourishing inside the power play. But since then, it has not been a bad start for Afghanistan. Steady and been lucky as well. Into the 10th over, Mehdi Hassan Miraz getting an opportunity spelled by the man on debut. But you'll think about the turn on the wicket. Now, technically, Bangladesh have 3 spinners, but if Fizz start bowling his cutters, you might have him into a dual action, like into a dual role of sometimes with the cutters an off spinner, and with the pace ones a quick bowler.
More look at the drop here in the previous over. It's a very difficult chance for 2 reasons. One, it's been a significant edge. That ball was well within the line of the stumps, and I'm not sure that Jakar Ali was expecting it. It's flown so quickly to him. It feels as though he had no real chance at it. I think we could see some cutters from Mustafizer, but probably not this early in his spell. New ball, one at each end. This is still only 6 overs old. So be looking to exploit what he can from mainly wobble seam deliveries.
And do you remember from the series against Ireland that Afghanistan was playing, Niall O'Brien was in the commentary box, and he talked about him getting Rahmat Shah stumped out a few times because he drags his back foot. One thing happening, he's dragging his back foot. I talked to him, he said he's improved that. But there was a definite stumping opportunity as well.
Sounds desperately unlike Niall O'Brien talking about his playing days on air. Let's get a look at the Fizz's 4 wickets and the particularly clever delivery when he trapped Atul LBW. Again, the big one of Omar's side. And then when he came back in his later spell, that was in the 3rd power play, the captain, having just got to 50, looked to run one down to deep 3rd. All he could do was chop on. Glorious stroke from Siddiqullah Tao. Well, that for me is the shot of the chase. Right on top of the bounce. Played with a pretty straight bat, but gets it square enough to beat the mid-on fielder and runs away for 4.
Yeah, safe cricket, that is. Watching the ball closely, keeping an eye till the end, and then playing it nicely. Not doing too much. And enough to hit it for a 4. Welcome boundary for Afghanistan.
সব মানুষের জন্য বাংলা লিংক দিয়ে এলো অদম্য অফার। এক স্প্রেতে বদলে দিন অ্যাঞ্জেলিক ফ্রেশ এয়ার ফ্রেশনার, সুবাসিত ঘরে সব ভাল লাগে।
Well, Afghanistan well behind where Bangladesh were at this stage. Crucially still just 1 wicket down, and they do have batters that come in the middle order. You think of Omar Sai, Nabi, even Rashid Khan, who can score really quickly. They just want to keep half an eye on that required run rate. 5.3 at the moment. You don't want it getting out of control too much over a run of ball, particularly with the kind of paucity of runs we've seen at the death.
Well, it's also very important that you keep wickets. What happens in Sharjah when you talk to the players and the kind of game that we see when there is dew and in the last 10-15 overs, it can be that there's a lot of dew, the ball is wet, and then it can start getting back on. Mr. Pakhtian, the head of marketing and media manager, in discussion, I believe, with one of the sponsors. Yeah, so I'm very much looking forward to the spell from Mehdi Hasan Miraj. He's getting some purchase and he's getting settled. As a batter, you don't want to allow for the bowler to settle because that can be really dangerous.
He's going slower and slower. Now have a look at Siddiqullah Atal's bat here. The second slip comes into play. He'll be better placed to tell me. This is the next big thing in Afghan cricket, isn't it? This young man here. 5 consecutive scores of 50 plus, including 2 not out in that